Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about stepping out safely in winter. We're going to share some advice for feeling safe, steady, and confident when you go out in winter. First, I'm going to share some general advice, and then I'm going to talk specifically about walking on icy surfaces. So if it's winter, if it's really cold, if it's really bad weather, the first thing to think about is if you think it's dangerous outside, if there's a lot of ice or treacherous pavements, do you have to go out? Could you get something delivered? Could you ask someone to pick you up and take you somewhere? Is there another way of getting somewhere without walking? We love getting out walking, and I think the benefits of walking are totally underrated. But if it's really treacherous out there, it might be worth thinking about whether we need to take that trip today. When you're going out in winter, think about if you have a choice of routes, and think about whether some of those pavements, sidewalks, or paths may have been treated for ice and less likely to have ice remaining on them and be dangerous. Or perhaps there's an area that's more grassy. So even if it is icy, if you're walking on the grass, it's probably going to be safer than walking on a hard path which hasn't been cleared. Wear shoes that fit you well, that do up securely, and that have really good traction on the sole. Make sure they're not old worn out trainers with a slippery sole, good grip, good traction. Apart from the fact that being cold is just miserable, there are more reasons to keep warm. And that's the thing is, our muscles don't work as well when they're cold. So it's really important to keep them warm. So perhaps do a little warm up before you go out for a walk, and then make sure you're really well dressed. You've got all your winter gear on, so your muscles are warm and are operating at full capacity. And if you need to take a sudden step to maintain your balance or anything else, you're going to be able to do that as well as you normally would. We recommend using a backpack or rucksack so that your arms are free. If you're not carrying anything in your hands, it's easier for you to use your arms to maintain your balance, to reach out and hold on to something if you need to. It's also a good idea to wear gloves. So when our hands get really cold, we tend to stuff them in our pockets. But if they're stuffed in our pockets, we can't use our arms to maintain our balance again, and it takes longer to reach out and hold on to something if we do trip or stumble or feel a little bit unsteady. So wearing gloves means our arms are out and are able to help us more in maintaining our balance. If you use any kind of walking aid, walking poles, or a stick, take these when you go out in winter. It's as important as any other time. As well as these seasonal specific tips, we always recommend people to go back to the general walking posture and our tips for walking well. However, this is not always the right thing to do in winter. If there is ice on the ground, or there may be icy patches where we're walking, we need to adapt our walking style to stay safe in these circumstances. Usually we talk about rolling through our feet. So placing the heel down and rolling through the foot and pushing off the ball and the toes. However, if it's icy or might be icy, we want to walk really flat-footed and take small steps. So normally when we walk, we want to keep our center of gravity in the middle of our stride. But because of that ice on the ground, we want to keep it forwards. So just a little bit of a lean forwards, so your weight is on the front foot more than in the middle. And that means your whole body, so the line of your body. So sometimes people hear that and they tip their upper body forwards but stick their bottom and hips back. What we're talking is, imagine there's a line from your ankles up to your head, and that whole line comes forward a little bit. So normally when we're walking this, we would want to be as upright as possible like this. But we want to bring that whole line forwards when we're walking on the ice. Just a little bit, but so we've got more weight on the front foot. We want to keep our knees slightly bent and our arms available. So hence not having bags to carry or cold hands stuffed in our pockets. Keep our arms available, so if we need to use them to maintain our balance, we can. The final note is that if you're going down a step or a curb and it might be icy. Don't step down and out. Just do a very small step straight down, landing with a flat foot and the weight a little bit over the front. When we step forwards and out, we're going to land with our weight on the back of the foot, and that means we're more likely to slip and come down. I hope that this advice for stepping out safely in winter will help you to feel more stable, more steady, and more confident on your feet when you're out and about this winter. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you found most helpful, what you found most interesting or surprising, and let me know where you're looking forward to getting out and about to this winter. Thanks so much for joining me, and take care.